Fitzpatrick and Bruns, your front row. Buying-off and Olivier, row number 2. Nate Buying-off and Lane Brendan, row 3. And Gail Vogt and Corey Zeitner go from the tail. Into 3, out of 4, 8 cars, 8 laps. Green flag is out for Peterbilt at Sioux Falls. Heat race number 1 for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. Bruns with a great start, leads the field in turns 1 and 2 using the high line. Fitzpatrick up over the cushion. I got a pair of Buying-offs battling for the runner-up spot down the back straightaway. Older brother Nick has it in front of younger brother Nate. Nick dives to the bottom of Bruns. Battle for the race lead off of turn number 4, but lap number 1 will go to Bruns in car 71D. Here comes Nate Buying-off to the inside of Nick Buying-off. Easy boys, running for second. We've got a Sunday dinner coming this week, and you guys have to get along. Now Nate Buying-off, huge slide job in turns 3 and 4. He's your new leader at the line. Nick Buying-off, then Bruns, then Nate Buying-off. Dylan Fitzpatrick runs 4th. Rounding out your top 5 right now, behind them is Corey Zeitner. Then you've got Vogt, Brendan, and Olivier. But out front, we've got a good one. We've got a good one out front. Nick Buying-off to the outside. Nate Buying-off down low. The brothers will race for the top spot. Nate Buying-off back to the tires on the inside of the speedway. Nick Buying-off uses the momentum of the top side to run away from him down the back straightaway. Bruns still holds on to 3rd. Battle for 4th. Heating up now. Zeitner looks to the inside of Fitzpatrick. Zeitner thinks about the slide job. Backs out of it in turn number 4. Fitzpatrick will run away with 4th. Zeitner bit to the inside of Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick still holds on. Out front, though, Nick Buying-off's going to see a waving green flag in front of him. 2 laps remain here in heat race number 1. Excuse me, 3 laps. 3 laps still remain here in this one. Zeitner's around Fitzpatrick now. He's into 4th, and he'll try to run down Bruns, but the 2 Buying-offs have run away and hid from the rest of the field with 2 to go. It's Nick, then Nate, then Sean Bruns, then Corey Zeitner, then Dylan Fitzpatrick. We've got Vogt, Brendan, and Olivier behind them. Zeitner to the inside of Bruns into turn number 3. Can he pull the slide job in 3 and 4? He does. Zeitner into 3rd from the tail, but out front the white flag flies. Nick Buying-off down the back straightaway for the final time with Nate Buying-off in tow. Into turn number 3, out of turn number 4, with the Tiger Hawk on the nose. Nick Buying-off wins heat race number 1. Nate Buying-off across the line in 2nd, then Corey Zeitner, Sean Bruns, Dylan Fitzpatrick, Gail Vogt, Lane Brendan, and Zach Olivier finishes 8th. But give them a hand, race fans. An exciting Peterbilt to Sioux Falls heat race number 1 goes to the driver from Rock Rapids, Iowa, the number 1, Nick Buying-off. We'll talk about the format here before we go green in this one for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. The A-Main will line up straight up based off of heat race finish. That means if you finish 3rd in your heat, you start, in that corresponding position in the feature. The top 2 will redraw for the front 6 starting spots. So 1st or 2nd allows you a chance to start in the top 6. Green's out off of 4, we're racing. Wyman and Nordup side by side into turns 1 and 2. Nordup to the outside, Wyman down low. Buying-off sits in 3rd. He'll battle with Chad Olson, but down the back straightaway, Blair Nordup leads. Blair Nordup leads J.C. Wyman. Here's your battle for 3rd. To the inside goes the Hendricks, Minnesota runner, Chad Olson. He's got the 3rd spot at the flag stand. He's looking for 1 more in turns 1 and 2. Zeitner to the inside of Sadoff as well. Keep an eye on the 62. He's flying through the field. We've got one slowing down the back straightaway. It's the driver who sits 2nd and points to 10C. Chad Olson slowed down the back straightaway, took that car back to the pit area, will stay clean and green. That hands 3rd over to Zeitner, and now 4th will be a good battle between Sadoff and the 15C of Schroeder. Out front, though, it's all Blair Nordup. They call him the Snowdrift, and he's looking good here in this one. Wyman still sits 2nd, Zeitner 3rd, battle for 4th, still on the speedway now. Sadoff has it ahead of Schroeder, trying to hold on to that 4th spot. Top 2, remember, go to the redraw. Slide job for 4th out of 4, almost into the fence. Schroeder with a big move for car 15C. Sadoff with damage on the right front. You can see Sadoff slowing. Sadoff slows in car number 5. Damage on the right front. We'll see if that's enough to bring out a caution flag. It looks like he'll be able to point that car back to the pit area, and we'll stay clean and green here in this one. No, that is a caution flag. Caution flag out over the speedway. We'll halt proceedings here in this one thus far. Zeitner sits third now. Schroeder in fourth. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 10C of Chad Olson. Now, we saw Chad Olson slow earlier in this heat race. He was running up near the front. Was able to gather it back in. Currently sits 5th. Denver Nickerson behind them. Green's out. We're underway. Wyman looks to the inside of Nordiff. Nothing doing downstairs. Zeitner still holds on to third. Fourth now will be the 10C of Olson as he's around Schroeder on the restart. Here comes the 62 of Zeitner to the inside of Wyman. Can't make the move. 2 to go for Nordiff. Racetrack is in absolutely fantastic shape here early on. There's a high side and a low side, and these drivers are making use of both lines here through your heat races. White flag flies for Blair Nordiff in car 76. Nordiff down the back straightaway for the final time. Rest of the field follows him single file down the backstretch. Into 3 and out of turn number 4. Winning heat race number 2, presented by E&A Concrete. The Snowdrift, 76, Blair Nordiff. Wyman across the line in second. Zeitner in third. Fourth will go to Olson. 5th, the 15C of Schroeder. And 6th to Denver Nickerson. Sadoff credited with 7th, but winning heat race number 2 from Renner, South Dakota. The current point leader, the 76, is Blair Nordiff. Or easily visit them at their location in Harrisburg, South Dakota. Burt's Sports Bar and Grill, heat race number 3, set to go green out of turn number 4. This is the final heat race of the evening for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. 2 more cars will go to the 6-car redraw to start at the front of tonight's feature. Everybody else will line up behind them come feature time. Out of 4, green's out, we're racing. Good start for Benson. He goes to the inside and has the race lead into 1, but Vogt uses the cushion on the outside of the racing surface to get around him and lead down the backstretch. Battle for second. Now look at Gary Brown Jr. down the back straightaway. 2 for 1 down the backstretch, and Gary Brown Jr. puts himself into that second and final redraw spot. Gary Brown Jr. into second once more as we race down the back straightaway. The 11 of Vogt is ahead of him. Vogt up around the outside of the speedway. Brown down around the bottom, side by side out of 4. It's still Vogt at the flag stand. Gary Brown Jr. back to his inside. Your battles for the lead off of turn number 2, and Gary Brown Jr. has it. Gary Brown Jr. to the lead. A great heat race for the former champion here of this series. And he leads at the flag stand coming from 5th. Brad Vogt now in second. Third still is Carlson. Vogt up over the cushion. We've got one up over the cushion. It's Brad Vogt. He was running in second. That moves Carlson to that final redraw spot in car 73. Regal up to third. Benson fourth now. Rest of the field all moves up a spot. Brown leads as we race down the back straightaway, but it's not over yet. Carlson still within striking distance. He tries the inside of the speedway through 3 and 4, makes up ground. Brown drives away down the front straightaway. About 3 car lengths is the advantage. Carlson tries the middle in 1 and 2, nothing doing there. Those 2 have already locked themselves into a redraw spot, but they're fighting for the heat race win here. Burt's Sports Bar and Grill heat race number 3 so far has been a good one, and there's 2 laps remaining for Brown. He changes lines, goes to the inside and turns 1 and 2. That's the ticket for Brown. Drives away again down the back straightaway. 2 to 3 car lengths separate those 2. Out of turn number 4, this time white flag set to fly. 1 more trip around the speedway. Carlson to the inside, 1 final time. Slide job for the race lead on the final lap. Carlson has it. Brown back to the inside. Gary Brown Jr. down low. Carlson up high. Brown's turn to throw the slider. He does it in 4 and picking up the win in Burt's Sports Bar and Grill heat race number 3. That's Gary Brown Jr. Carlson across the line in second. Third will go to Regal. Fourth is Mike Benson. Fifth is Daly. Sixth is Jelsma. And 7th will be the 11 of Brad Vogt. But how about that finish, race fans? In the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models, Gary Brown Jr. wins heat race number 3. Here we go. 1 to go this time. Next time will be green flag racing. This is your H&H Mobile Home main event for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. SS Graphics Victory Lane awaiting the winner, along with a big check from Olson Custom Farms. $1,500 on the line for the RepairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. And out of 4, green set to fly. We are racing here at the Clay County Fair. Caution lights coming on the initial start. Head flag man not liking the start, so we'll try again. Field getting told over the receiver communication system that they have to stay side by side on the front row, and nobody behind them can break out of line. You can see Lane Brendan was stopped on the speedway as well, so we'll try it again next time out of 4. So we'll try it again this time off of 4. Carlson and Nick Beinoff will set the pace. Lights are out. We're coming to green this time. Out of 4, 25 laps of distance, and we're green. Good start there for the 73 machine of Carlson. He leads the field in turns 1 and 2. Nick Beinoff, Tessa Waters on the outside. Blair Nordup to his inside. Nordup will take the second spot down the back straightaway. Beinoff again goes to the outside in 3 and 4. Carlson there as well. Here comes Blair Nordup, your point leader. Can he lead lap number 1? He's got it at the line. At the line, it's a dead heat between Carlson and Nordup. Nordup tries to get on the inside of turns 1 and 2. Carlson pedaling for all he's worth on the outside, but he's got it. Blair Nordup's got it here. Can he lead lap number 2? Carlson follows him through to the inside of 3 and 4. Nordup pushes off of 4, but he leads lap number 2. Your point leader trying to get it done here for the Battle of the Blue Ribbon at the Clay County Fair Speedway. But don't look now. Justin Zeitner's ripping the top side. 62 in a battle for 3rd now with Nick Beinoff. Zeitner goes to the top. He's running the cushion as hard as he possibly can. He's got 3rd. He's going to throw the crossover move. Slide job for 2nd. Give it to Justin Zeitner. 62's putting on a show here, running into the runner-up spot. Nordup's got the lead, but he's going to be ambushed here in a couple laps by the 62. Check that, not a couple laps, this lap into 1. Zeitner to the cushion, running it harder than anybody else, and he's leading down the back straightaway. Down the back stretch, you've got a new leader. It's the 62 of Justin Zeitner. I'm a firm believer in the idea that the guy running the wall or the cushion on the outside of the racetrack as hard as anybody should be rewarded, and Justin Zeitner showing that here. Nordup changes lines, goes to the top. He's going to try to make it happen upstairs and stay with the 62. He's got to stay close as we have a long way to go to get to traffic yet. Carlson runs 3rd. 4th is Nick Beinoff. 5th now is J.C. Wyman. Brown and Corey Zeitner battle behind him. There's Nate Beinoff and Chad Olson there as well. Still good racing through the back half of the field. 2-3 wide down the back straightaway. Zeitner still leads though. Blair Nordup runs 2nd. We're about a straightaway behind lap traffic. About a straightaway. We got lap traffic. And that dream is over because a caution flag is out over the speedway. Caution flag on the racetrack. We're receiving word from the officials that one of the tractor tires got hit and was pushed out into the racing groove. So we'll move the tractor tire back in. And the rest of the field will follow 2 by 2 behind those drivers. Out of 4 this time, we're going to go back to green flag racing. 7 laps in the books, 18 remain. Justin Zeitner out front, we're green. Battle is on for 3rd into turns 1 and 2. Wyman to the inside of Carlson. Thinks about the slider. Slides up in front of the 73 as we race down the backstretch. J.C. Wyman now into third. Nick Beinoff looking to follow him through. He does. He's into fourth. And now Corey Zeitner's into the top five. Corey Zeitner, 26 junior, is into the top five. Nate Beinoff right on his tail as we race down the back straightaway. Nordiff again doing enough to stay close to Zeitner, but not enough to try to make a move on the 62. Needs traffic. Zeitner now looks to the outside of Nick Beinoff. They're racing for the fourth and fifth spots on the racetrack. Younger brother Nate Beinoff just behind them on the outside looking into the top five. Nordiff again not losing much ground. This racetrack is absolutely perfect right now. A couple of drivers are running right around the tires on the inside of the speedway. Most everybody's up on the big cushion on the very outside, and it's slick through the middle. This is exactly the racetrack we wanted to come together late on in proceedings here, and we've got it. Nordiff still trying to chase down Zeitner. Halfway point, 13 in, 12 to go out front, 12 laps remain for Zeitner. About a straightaway behind traffic. Caution, 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 caution. It's Nate Beinoff in car 51 in turn number 4. Caution flag for Nate Beinoff in turn number 4. Tough break for Nate Beinoff, who is running in the 6th position. But that'll bring out another caution flag here. Justin Zeitner got to the lead on lap number 2 officially. He's held it ever since. With 14 to go, is there any late race heroics from anyone else in the field, or is Zeitner going to storm off to victory? Green's out, we're back to racing. Great start for Zeitner. Wyman tries the slider line through turns 1 and 2. Not enough to get it quite yet, but he's got it down the back straightaway. J.C. Wyman down the backstretch has second. Nordiff's going to try again on the outside of turns 3 and 4. This is what Zeitner wants to see. Nordiff has second, but he's going to have to push that the 76 machine to catch the 62 of Zeitner. Wyman back to third, Beinoff in fourth. Corey Zeitner rounds out your top 5. That's how they run through turns 3 and 4. Gary Brown Jr., first car on the inside of the speedway, runs in 6th right now. Cars getting together off of 4, but we'll all stay pointed in the right direction, clean and green, and out front is still Justin Zeitner. Lane Brendan has pulled his 8 machine back to the infield. He's done for the night. Corey Zeitner and Nick Beinoff renew their battle for 4th and 5th down the back straightaway. Zeitner looks to the inside of the number 1 of Beinoff. Can he make that move? He tries the middle in 3 and 4, tries to hold the bottom off in turn number 4, but Nick Beinoff claims the 4 spot, holds on to it. Laps continue to wind down for your race leader, Justin Zeitner. He's caught yellows right at the perfect time to keep himself out of lap traffic. He's about a straightaway back of the 9 of Jelsma. Caution flag waves over the speedway once again. Safety crew in the infield saw a fire underneath the hood of the 8 car of Lane Brendan, prompting the caution flag to come out while the fire crew checks underneath the hood of that car. "17 laps completed in our 25-lap feature means that we have 8 to go. 8 laps to decide a winner here. Traffic is off the table. If Nordiff wants to make the move, he's got to come and get it. Green's out off of 4, back to racing. Zeitner to the top. Wyman tries to throw the slider in front of Nordiff. Can't make it happen. Side by side for second and side by side for 4th behind them as we race down the back straightaway. Nordiff on the outside of the racetrack. Has the 2 spot now and sets his sights on the back of the 62 of Zeitner. Zeitner again drives hard into the cushion. Nordiff has moved himself half a lane underneath the cushion and is making up ground on Zeitner in 1 and 2. Both drivers hard into the cushion in turns 3 and 4. Get big drives off of turn number 4. A car length and a half separate those two. Nordiff again moves slightly lower on the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Seems to lose ground in the center of the turn. Zeitner's not able to pull away on corner exit. Nordiff has the ability to search around here. Can he find the right line to reel in Zeitner? Still Wyman third. Fourth now is Corey Zeitner. Nick Beinoff rounds out your top 5. Denver Nickerson in 6 from the tail of the field with a strong run here so far in this H&H Mobile Home main event. Zeitner still leads with the laps winding down, but Nordiff 2 car lengths behind. Nordiff tries the middle in 1 and 2. Now he's all the way down to the tires off of turn number 2, trying to dime in the corner and reel him in down the back straightaway. Battle for 5th down the back straightaway. Denver Nickerson to the inside of Nick Beinoff. Gets into the top 5 with 5 laps to go out front. 5 laps remain for Justin Zeitner with Nordiff right there. Nordiff closing in on your race leader. Zeitner nearly put a right rear over the edge down the back straightaway. Nordiff still right there. 2 of the best drivers in the upper Midwest battling for the lead here with 2 laps to go. Nordiff to the inside, enough to pull to the quarter panel, but not any closer. Zeitner down the back straightaway leads again. Zeitner to the cushion. Nordiff follows him through. White flag flying. The driver out of Malvern, Iowa's got one more trip around the speedway in car 62. Nordiff through the middle. He's going to try the diamond line down the back straightaway to no avail. Still 2 car lengths is the advantage for the final time into turn number 3. And out of turn number 4, night number 1 at Clay County Fair Speedway for the Tri-State Late Models goes to Justin Zeitner. Getting the safety equipment off here in the car. Justin Zeitner does it again with repairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models. He can hear you now. Give him a hand, race fans. Justin Zeitner wins at the Clay County Fair. All race long, it looked a little stop and start from where we were, but from where you were, that was about perfect. Every time you got about half a straight away from traffic, the caution would fly. It kept you in clean air. How comfortable was that race car out in clean air?
It was exceptional. I felt pretty good, and yeah, I felt like even if that cushion would have went away, we could have pulled off it. My race car was really, really good.
Late on in proceedings, after that last caution flags, Blair Nordiff stayed close to you. He was running the middle groove in 1 and 2. Did you know he was that close? How hard were you pushing there at the end?
Honestly, I knew he was close because I could see my stick guy, but I knew he was going to have to try something pretty desperate to get by me, and I didn't think he'd do that. I got to thank him and his dad. Right before we went out, we actually had a broken shock mount, and they loaned me their welder. Otherwise, I'd have been sitting in the pits. So I got to thank them. I couldn't have done it without them tonight, and got to thank my dad and my grandpa. It's no secret I wouldn't be here without them. My wife for putting up with me doing this, and my kids. I miss them a lot because I'm working every night on this thing, and they put up with it, and I can't thank them enough. And then Mitch and Damo for wrenching on this thing all week. I couldn't do it without everybody that helps me out. DJ's Dugout, Zeitner and Sons Incorporated, and thank all you fans for coming out. It's pretty cool to race in front of a packed house.
Give him a hand one more time. The repairableVehicles.com Tri-State Late Models feature winner here this evening at the Clay County Fair Speedway, the 62 of Justin Zeitner. He gets another one.